Alright, David Harry here, and in this video I'm going to be doing a recording that I was supposed to have done about 5 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, something like that. And what it is, it's this modified Omni video mic that I've come up with, which is basically just a modified RODE VideoMicro. So I'd already done a video using this on the Osmo Action, and at the time I said I was going to do another version on the GoPro Hero 8 Black, which I didn't get round to doing, only because we've had like such really terrible weather recently. I couldn't get out and do the recording, so I thought, well, I'll shoot off out today and do it whilst we've got relatively low wind going on. Anyway, so right now I'm right by this busy main road where I normally do like my cardioid testing, but of course there's no cardioid testing to be tested here because this is an Omni mic. But nonetheless, as I've been walking up the road here to get into the park, this should give us an idea of how well my dialogue's being picked up against all the noise of the traffic here. Now, granted, it's not ideal, but I know what this capsule's like that I've got inside the microphone, and typically it is actually really good at pulling like or focusing on your dialogue even when there's like a ton of other sounds around like there are right now with, you know, with all this traffic. Now I've just purposefully waited for this whole bunch of traffic to come by right now, so I'll turn round, but it won't make a blind bit of difference. So as you can see, a ton of traffic there now. Now I'll do my little turn around like I normally would do with my cardioid test, but as we're going to hear, it's not going to make any difference because this is an Omni. Anyway, hopefully as that traffic went by there, I was being picked up okay. So I'll get into the park and continue with this test. Okay, so when I was just out there then by the busy main road, hopefully my dialogue wasn't being completely obliterated. Now obviously the problem here is that this is an omnidirectional microphone, so it is realistically not suited to being used right by busy environments like main roads and stuff like that. I mean, it's great if you want to pick up the traffic, but not so good if you're trying to do vlogging or picking up dialogue. But like I say, I've tried it anyway just to see how it handled the dialogue and stuff. Anyway, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to walk up to the top field in the park here, then I'll kind of stand still and talk a little bit and do some stuff there, basically just kind of describe exactly what's going on with this microphone and realistically why I've put it together as well. But as I'm walking now, this should give us a really good idea of a couple of things here. One, what it's going to be like when you're in a surrounding like this, which isn't crazy full of mad other noises. Granted, we've got like nature doing its wonderful thing with the birds and stuff, but you know, it is nature, it's what it does. And two, it is a bit breezy as well, because this is the main reason why I've not done any of my tests recently, is because it's been far too windy to come out. But what it is for this particular microphone, and there's certain characteristics about it which are going to be really helpful with wind and strong breezes, you see. So that's going to give me a really good test now with this slight breeze that I've got going on. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just get a bit further up and I'll explain a little bit more about this microphone. Okay, so I'm just going to stand still here where I am now, and hopefully because I'm kind of in a bit of an open area, I will be subject to the breeze that's going on. Now the thing is, usually you wouldn't want to be picking up the breezes because most of these little small video microphones, such as the RODE VideoMicro, are not going to be like really good at rejecting breeze. And even the micro, despite the fact that it's the best mic of its type for its dead cat, once the wind gets to a certain degree, you know, the micro will start picking that up, despite the fact that it has a really good dead cat on it. So right now, I'm basically using what is exactly a VideoMicro. Yeah, the breeze is picked right up now. I've got basically what is exactly a RODE VideoMicro, except for it's just got a different capsule in it, which is the Omni one. So I've got the benefit of the really good dead cat that comes with the micro, and also its shock mount, its ladder shock mount and stuff. So hopefully what we're hearing right now is we're not hopefully picking up tons of that wind that's going on and that breeze. And like I say, after a point, regardless of how good the VideoMicro is, because it is a cardioid microphone, it will be subject to the breezes and stuff like every other cardioid mic is. But with Omnis, you tend to find that they're better at not being so kind of disrupted by breezes. All microphones will be after a point, but Omnis just are generally better than cardioids at like handling the breeze. So hopefully what we're hearing right now is not so much wind distortion, despite the fact there is a fair bit of breeze going straight into the front of the microphone. But with the dead cat off the VideoMicro being on it, it's definitely going to be giving it, you know, a good hand to reject this breeze. Okay, so just a quick thing here that I'm going to do in case anybody is interested in this. I'm just going to now cut away and do a very quick overview of how I put this microphone together.
So the first thing that we need to do then is to screw the end off here on the RODE VideoMicro. So let's just screw that off. And then there we have the capsule. Now what we do, we kind of just give it a little bit of a shake, a little bit of a push, and suddenly we've got the capsule out. The next thing to do is a continuity test. So I'm just going to test the tip of the TRRS cable, which is live, which is connected into the micro. And I'm going to test the pads at the end. And as we can hear, it's the pad with the red cable connected. Then the next thing to do is to desolder the capsule from the RODE VideoMicro. And then we need to solder on the Primo EM172 capsule. And here is the Primo capsule after it's been soldered on. And what I'm doing is just showing you here which pads to connect the green and red wires to. But as you can see, I cannot solder to save me life. Then what I do is to cut an end off one of these little lavalier dead cats, which gives me then a little foam donut ring thing. I then put the Primo EM172 capsule inside my little foam ring thing here, and then use that to suspend the capsule into the end of the mic body there, because that capsule is only a 10mm capsule and that body is designed for a 15mm capsule. So we'll just go ahead and then just stuff it all in there. Then after 10 days of struggling with tweezers, I've now managed to get my capsule to sit right into the center of the end of the mic tube there, but suspended with that little foam donut. Then the last thing to do is just to screw the end back onto the microphone here. And then voila, we now have ourselves a brand new omnidirectional video microphone. I'm going to say brand new. Obviously, this is one of my older micros, which has took a bit of a beating.
Okay, so like I just said, a very quick overview. And the reason why I've not turned that into a full-blown step-by-step guide is for the simple fact that most people are not going to do this. And for those who are going to do it, then, you know, just a very quick guide or a quick overview is good enough for anyone who knows what they're doing anyway. And I think maybe the main thing with what I've just done there, which is hopefully going to be that, like, you know, a help to people who might want to do this, is just simply the way that I've used half of a lavalier foam protector to use to suspend the capsule inside the body of the RODE VideoMicro. Anyways, so I think this will probably kind of sum up this video. But like I say, the main reason for doing this is just because I particularly want I in particular want an omni mic for environments like this where I'm not worrying about other noises and what have you. And because omni microphones do give you a really good taste of like the atmosphere of where you are. And indeed, omni microphones are awesome for using as Atmos mics as well, for recording atmospheric stuff and things like that. And on that point, I'm actually just concluding the final steps of my stereo on-body video mic, which uses two of the same capsules that I'm using in this right now. And I've got to say, it's absolutely awesome. Now, as soon as that's all completed and whatnot, I'll be doing a full-blown video on that one. And seriously, it is an amazing sounding stereo microphone, which almost sounds binaural. It's amazing. Anyways, I think that's like probably do it for this thing, because as you could see, I've come up with my bag and my tripod there as well. So I need to go and sit down and do a couple of other videos, quite specifically to do with the Ulanzi setup that I'm using here with the GoPro Hero 8 Black. Anyways, hopefully if people have liked this, they could give it a thumbs up, maybe subscribe to my channel and stuff. And if you're into this stuff that I do with the Hero 8 in particular, and the media mod and all that kind of thing, if you go to www.gopro9.com, that will take you to the playlist on my YouTube channel with all that stuff on, which will eventually become like a website just for hosting all of my GoPro videos. Anyways, I'm David Harry. Thank you very much for watching this video. Take care and goodbye now.